Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're back. I'll be honest, guys. I'm still getting the hang of this. I'm still getting the hang of this streaming thing. Right? It's okay. It'll be okay. I just streamed a whole 50-minute episode, right? I poured my heart out. You know what I mean? I really poured my heart out. Yeah, I said a lot of stuff in 50 minutes. But first of all, let me just say that I was intending to make this episode about chaos right from the beginning. That maybe my wife and I would paint something, talk about chaos. Then things changed, right? Things got pretty crazy. I found out before this episode started, about an hour before, that one of my really great friends, one of the greatest friends of my life, William James, passed away unexpectedly. He's around my age. He was the drummer in my band Vomit Sawdust, back when I used to look like white Jesus before COVID. Killed my band and made me wear this mask, I guess, more often. Yeah, so anyway, James, I just have to shout him out real quick. This guy is absolutely one of the most beautiful souls I've ever met in my life. Most full of life, positive vibes, like in just about any situation. Amazing musician. One of the most talented, genius musicians I've ever met in my life, but also just one of the best people I've ever met in my life. And this is coming at a time, since COVID, whenever, it's been revealed now. Like, people that I thought were my friends were revealed through the essence, the distillation of time in our current political landscape. They were revealed to be demons, right? Fascists, racists, literal Satanists, abusers, people around me that I thought were cool, right? Hiding who they were or whatever. Maybe I was sometimes oblivious to certain things. But all those people, living in the shadows now. The one who I would still trust with my life is William James. And now he's no longer in this mortal realm with us. The world is a little bit more quiet, right? So I first, I just did that whole stream, which had terrible sound, just absolute garbage sound, and I'm a little bummed out about that. But I was like, you know what, I can't just, go to sleep now. It's nighttime here in Indonesia. That's where I live. And I'm about 11 hours, or what is it? 13 hours? 11 hours? Different time zone from my home in Florida, the East Eastern Standard Time. So you guys are just getting your day started over there, or wherever you guys are, anywhere in the world. Just know, you know, you don't have to be afraid of chaos. That's one thing that, it seems frightening, right? It's one of the most scary things, the unknown, right? Death is terrifying because it is the ultimate representation of the unknown. And it's like we have no way to truly know what happens to us when we die. Now, I will say the closest I got was when I experimented with DMT back when I was about 22. And I lived next door to a Thai Buddhist temple in Tampa, Florida. And I was fucking miserable, right? Like many people who are scared of taking a risk to make it, a radical change in their life, to break away from the routine and venture into the unknown in the process of becoming their true self, or discovering and fulfilling their true purpose in this life. Now, some people, like my good friend William James, they seem to figure out their purpose in this life much sooner, or maybe, in such a way that their purpose is actually super concentrated, and they inspire and create so much positive change in this world in such a short amount of time, then maybe their job is done here. Maybe their purpose is fulfilled, and it's time for them to check out and go to the next gig, right? Whatever it is, I'm here to tell you not to fear chaos, to not fear the unknown. Because what's the alternative? Things you know already? I mean, pretty much we don't know shit, right? There's so little that we actually know for a fact. Most of our lives are lived in the assumption that we do know. At least what we know, right? But even that can be questioned. So much of our lives, we base our knowledge on what other people tell us, on what different sources, media tells us, religions, whatever it is. How much of what we know comes truly from our lived experience? To gain knowledge that is true, or at least closer to the truth, you have to experience it yourself. No one can experience it for you. You have to do it. You have to do the work, and you have to take the journey into the unknown. And this applies to every single person, right? I get it. The unknown is terrifying. I mean, the biggest thing, I'll use myself as an example. When I was 22, I was working a job, stupid piece of shit, meaningless job. I was printing junk mail. I wasn't even printing the junk mail. I was working an assembly line that stuffed the junk mail into the envelopes and sealed it. That was my normal job in a dingy, dusty, disgusting warehouse owned by my ex-girlfriend's parents. I hated it. I hated my life. I was like, what's happening? How did this happen, right? I was living next door to the Buddhist temple, trying to learn how to meditate and just fix the mess that was my life at the time. But really, I was partying a lot. I was doing a lot of whippets. I was drinking, destroy myself. And that's what we do, right? Like, even when we take the safe route, filled with the comfortable, the least more comfortable routines, it's a compromise. We know deep down that this is not our true purpose, right? And so as a result, we punish ourselves. Say, oh, I took this path, it's miserable, just so I can have a roof over my head. And then we engage in this self-destructive behavior. Because we know deep down, it's like, this isn't what our life is meant to be. Many people don't break away from that structure, right? It takes a true moment of courage to break away and just say, you know what, fuck it. You know, you have to take a leap of faith. If you want to talk about faith, you have to have faith in the unknown. When you take that leap of faith, right, you have to have some sort of trust in the notion that things are going to be okay, right? I used to not believe in life after death, or at least I figured whatever, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter either way, but I pretty much was either agnostic or kind of an atheist and was not really a spiritual person. Didn't really believe in anything. And then I smoked DMT, and I was in that house next to the Buddhist temple. And the energy, the consciousness in my body vibrated to a point where I totally broke free. My body shattered as if it was a clay pot. Like exploded. And then I was in the stratosphere of some technicolor dimension. And all these colors it's like I'd never seen them before, but at the same time, it was like coming home. And I could see, as far as I could see, this was in Florida, mind you, Tampa, Florida. As far as I could see, but maybe it was some other dimension, it looked like some of the most advanced, like, rave set design shit I've ever seen in my life. But it looked like a futuristic Egypt, right? Maybe how ancient Egypt used to look like. These pyramids that were lit up like circuit boards with all these extraordinary colors that would just blow a person's mind if they're still in their human body. And that I saw that, and whatever guide or entity was with me, I got sad. I was like, why did you leave me here? Why did you leave me to die and suffer alone as a human being when this exists? And the entity told me, we never left you. We are always here. This has always been here. And you chose to go and live as this human being that you are now. You chose this. So I was like, okay, well that's kind of confusing, but yeah, it seems that it kind of tracks, I guess. But, we kept going, and the sights I was beholding were increasingly, exponentially more bizarre. It was like going deeper and deeper into more and more complex dimensions, to the point where the things that I was seeing at that level were so beyond any semblance of comprehension there's absolutely no way that it can be understood. But I still had a desire, right? Because DMT, as many of you know, is the chemical that exists in all living things. It exists in the human brain. It's created by the pineal gland. Floods the brain during birth and death and trickles in the brain to maybe inspire dreams when we sleep. So I was simulating my death. If I had died in that moment, at that juncture in my life, it would have been similar to this experience that I had. But a key difference was I still had a body to return to. My body was still alive. But if my body was not alive at that time, I would have reincarnated because I still had a desire. I still had an attachment, as the Buddhists would say. Now, if you have a desire, in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, if you have a desire when you die, if you have any attachments when you die, you will be reincarnated. It's that simple. So I still had this strong desire to understand everything I was seeing. I mean, you're opening up a giant door into this reality that is now revealed to be so much more complex and just spectacular and just bizarre. What is this? What is this reality? I wanted to know. I wanted to understand. I wanted to make sense of the just outlandish spectacles that I was witnessing. And to make sense of something, it means to take this divine, ineffable experience and drag it back down to this monkey, alien, ape mind, whatever the hell we are, experimental species. Just try to drag it down, cram it into this brain to be processed and grasped in the context of the five senses, or maybe intuition too, I don't know. Bottom line is, it's impossible. If we could even try to do that, and as people have tried to understand this reality, they go insane, they die, right? The brain just can't handle it. And we weren't designed to be able to handle it. We're just designed to experience it. That's it. We're co-creators in this elaborate masterpiece by God or consciousness, Allah, spirit, whatever you want to call it. Chaos is just part of the driving force. You know, it's part of the duality, the chaos and the order. Chaos is like the juice, man. You know, if you could tap into that juice, you know, it's like limitless energy. We need that. We need to harness the chaos. We shouldn't be afraid of it. But when I had that experience, I did realize that, you know, if I had really died, I would be reincarnated. And that's okay, because my mission is not complete. But it did give me more sort of validation where there was none before. That the death of the body is not the death of consciousness. That our soul or spirit or consciousness continues after this body dies. Maybe what happens after that depends on us. But one should not fear physical death to the extent that it prevents us from actually living. We should not let the fear of the unknown trap us in cycles of self-destruction that are the antithesis of our nature and our path of purpose. If we are here and we are alive, we have a purpose, and we need to find it. To find it and pursue it will take you out of your comfort zone. It will take you possibly into the heart of chaos. But at this point, what other choice do we have? We have to have courage, okay? And it's easier said than done. Taking the first step it's the hardest. After that, you just can start walking. Now, I will say, chaos seems to be abundant in the world around us now. In this current paradigm, in this current reality, it seems that, I don't know what happened. I mean, possibly the CERN reactors pushed our world or our timeline into the chaos dimension. But things seem to be in a tailspin, and the chaos is abundant, right? Like, we have global warming and artificial intelligence that are simultaneously accelerating their effects, the side effects, in real time, having just some insane repercussions on our daily life. Just those two things alone are quite scary, right? But human beings, like other creatures, other animals, can adapt. We have to adapt. How can we truly adapt? We have to embrace the chaos. We have to own the chaos and not fear it. Because the people that seek to control us, those who seek to, as they always have done, to colonize and control human beings, to exploit us for all of our labor, to extort us for all of our time and our energy, to force us to now have as many kids as possible, because so they have workers to continue to exploit, to build their legacies, their empires. You know, before they had colonies, it was a pretty cut and dry sort of system, right? Now, and they use the classic divide and conquer strategies to make it happen. Dude, are you kidding? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Oh my god. Okay, I give up.